options. Okay, what is Twitter? Is anybody on Twitter? Anybody on Twitter right now? All right, are you tweeting as we speak? Are you? You can. You can. No, you can do it. Yeah, we did a conference. We're at the Illinois Tourism Conference last week. We created a hashtag, and I'll explain what that is in a moment, but during the entire conference, we went through and we blogged. There was a group of us that were there, and we blogged about the conference as we were there live. I had a presentation we did at our program last year. We did our eMarketing Insight Conference. We had maybe 5 or 6 people blogging simultaneously during the conference. They were exchanging information. While somebody would make a comment or say something, somebody would Twitter it, and they'd usually see a response immediately. It was really kind of neat. So Twitter is just an amazing tool, but let me explain that in a second, and then when we get done, we're going to tweet a little bit. So what is Twitter? It's a free networking and microblogging service that uses to send and read other people's updates. They're text-based. They're 140 characters in length, and updates are displayed on a user's profiles page. This comes from Adam's research and social media survey. It says, experts recommend Twitter because it offers instantaneous feedback and interaction with consumers and users, and because of its ability to give businesses a voice, it's a powerful marketing tool. And let me just show you this really cool example of Twitter. This comes from a Twitter search page. So we were doing some work in Newport Beach about a month or 2 ago, and one of the things we talked about, we did one of these social media presentations, and prior to, somebody said, you know what, we're not sure the Newport Beach market is a Twitter market. We're not sure our customer is on Twitter. So when I heard that, I did one search back at my desk about 9 o'clock East Coast time. I searched for Newport Beach. If I look down here, I see one person tweet it. Just reserved a week in May at the Marriott Newport Beach Villas. Looking forward to cycling during winter break. Okay. So one search on Newport Beach, I see a guy booked a week at the villas. Then I come down here, and I see Jeff and Rena, and it says, we have arrived in our hotel in Newport Beach. Nice, we are on the 8th floor, and there's a TwitPic. Does anybody know what a TwitPic is? A TwitPic is a picture that ties into Twitter. So you could take a photo and upload it to TwitPic, and it automatically feeds to your tweet on Twitter. And we'll show you how to do that later, as we go live later on. So I see that link, and I looked at the time that this happened. It almost happened immediately after I did the Newport Beach search. So I clicked on their TwitPic, and this is Jeff and Rena's room, right? So I know Jeff and Rena are on the 8th floor of the hotel, and this is their room. So what do? You have the ability to comment on their photo. So I go back in and I say, visiting Newport Beach in a few weeks, nice room. Can you tell me what hotel? Good location, all right? So I make a comment. Almost immediately, I get a reply back. So I reply to him, he sees it, he replies back to me, and he says down here, and this is me at Gamakai, he says, we're staying at the Radisson near the airport. It's pretty nice, good location for us. So I know Jeff and Rena are on the 8th floor of the Radisson Hotel. There's 32 rooms on the 8th floor of the Radisson Hotel. I could have been an axe murderer on the 7th floor, and I had a 1 in 32 chance of finding them, right? But this just shows you how open and engaging this communication tool is. So right away, the barriers are broke. The communication is open. And there's a free exchange of information. And this is one of the things that the great advantages of Twitter, and as you're on here and you're going through the process. And there's some awesome examples. So then I go back and I tweet back and I say, thanks, enjoy your visit. Was there in August, had a great time on the beaches, good breakfast at Woody's in the Lido area. When we were doing this presentation live in Newport Beach, we typed in doing a live Twittering session in Newport Beach. Somebody replied back and said, or we said, we're looking for a place for dinner. Somebody replied back, said, try the sushi place at such and such. And then somebody else replied back in the conversation and said, is that the one where the guy said, you got to go there because they sing Into the Air, what's the song by Phil Collins? In the Air Tonight. And apparently, the sushi guys sing it and they bang their little sushi pieces together as they sing this at like 9 o'clock every night. So how cool was that? Within minutes, through this exchange on Twitter, we learned that and we found a place to eat because of that exchange on Twitter. So here's some examples. Fairmont Hotels has done a very good job on Twitter. Here's their Twitter page. Again, they're doing specials. Now, One of the things you can't do is just fire out information or fire out specials. You want to communicate. One of the things about Twitter is really engaging in the conversation. So taking on your personality and persona, taking that persona and then communicating to others. And people will follow you, you'll follow others, et cetera, et cetera. So the Fairmont Hotel, I tell you about the group booking rate. But one of the advantages are when you have a significant number of followers. Now, the time we did this, Marriott had 2,900 followers. But one of the cool things that they did on December 31st at 10:04 a.m., so New Year's Eve, 10:04 a.m., say you're in New York and you just happen to be following the Marriott. Well, it says if you're thinking about last-minute overnight getaways to see the ball drop, 1 Midtown Marriott and 2 Courtyards have rooms available. So again, kind of last-minute marketing, but again, it's a great opportunity to communicate that message. Hyatt McCormick Place in Chicago did a really cool thing. You know, conventions. How many people have meeting convention hotels here? You know, the convention guides that they send out. Remember, you used to, and still do it, but you deliver it to the room, say the big newspaper thing, the daily of the big citywide. Well, it says download your pocket guide to RSNA right here. They send out the tweet to all the members of this organization. They click on it, and it takes you to the PDF of the pocket guide for the conference. So what are they doing? They're being very green. They're communicating with their members. They're building relationships, and they're using Twitter to pass along information. Another quick examples. The Grand Rapids Convention and Visitor Bureau in Grand Rapids actually booked a 450-room group meeting through Twitter. Now here's how it happened. They go on to Twitter, and each morning when you kind of have your Twitter strategy, one of the things we recommend, we talked about listening earlier in social media, we kind of recommend going on, and there's a search box. You can go into Twitter. You go and search that Twitter. You can put in some keywords and see what comes back, what people are tweeting. Well, Andrea Robbins, the person who was behind the Twitter voice in Grand Rapids at their convention bureau, searched Grand Rapids. She saw that somebody said that they were looking for some information on a meeting site, or they were in at a site visit in Grand Rapids, couldn't find what they needed, and they were disappointed. That was their tweet. She replied to them. She didn't get a response, but everybody's profile on Twitter has kind of a little thing you can click on for your website to tell you who you are. She clicked on the website. She found out who the organization was or the person, forwarded that information over to a group sales manager. That group sales manager went to the website, searched, found the guy. So again, not to creep out, he went on and clicked on the guy's link and said, hi, I understand you were in Grand Rapids. We saw it on your Twitter feed. You weren't able to find a meeting venue. Here at the CVB, here's the services we provide. Is there a way we can help you out? And so the guy replies, he says, yes, but maybe there is. He said, here's what I'm looking for. The sales manager then goes out, sends out a citywide lead. The bids come back. He feeds them back to the person, and boom, the convention was booked 450 rooms, all through her insightfulness on Twitter. So that's some of the stuff you want to think about, and this kind of just follows through the process of that. But that's some of the things you want to think about when you're on a site like this. So people ask you for the return. Was there always a trackable and immediate return? Maybe not. But there's always great opportunities. And also, a new thing for destinations is they've started a website, a company called GoSeeTell, which is owns a portal called GoSeeTell.com, and they have specific portals and locations. Started a Twizitter Center, and Kissimmee is on here. All tourism organizations are on this one page. So if you're searching for tourism located organizations and locations in cities, you can go to TwizitterCenter.com, and you can click and find some information.